there! Thanks for joining me today. My name is Miss Melanson, and today we will be talking about force. Why don't you guys follow me, and let's get to work. Welcome to my science lab. As I said, we will be talking about force today and its effects on objects. I would like for you to take a look at this ball. It's just an ordinary bouncy ball. Take a good look at it, and I would like for you to take your pencil and paper, and I want you to think real hard, and I want you to think about what you could do to make this ball move from one place to another. Take a moment, write it down, and let me know. So for our investigation today on force, I would like for you to gather some materials. I have some here already together in a bucket. I'm going to go ahead and pull them out. I've got this ball. I would like for you to find something similar, a ball, something that you can roll around. It can be small, it can be big. I've got a couple of tools here. I got a ruler, I got some string, some writing utensils, pencil highlighter, I got some popsicle sticks. And what I would like for you to do is with your pencil and paper that you had earlier, where you wrote down what you thought that you could do to get the ball moving, I would like for you to take some of these tools and I want you to use them on this ball. And I want to see what you can observe about the different forces that you can apply to this ball and the things that happen to it, and take some notes on it. So I'll show you a little bit about like what I could maybe do, and then you can take a chance. So I've got this string, and I'm gonna see if I can apply some force to this. And a force would be like a push or a pull. And like I said before, a push is something that happens when you move something away from you. So let me see if I can move this ball away. You see? And now I'm going to try to pull it toward me. Some examples of pull in your life, you could think of like pulling a wagon or pushing a cart, a shopping cart at a grocery store. So with your tools, I would like for you to investigate what happens when you push and pull on this object. Write down your observations like a good scientist, and we'll discuss them. All right, scientists, now that you've investigated pushing and pulling on your ball, I want to point out some things that I noticed as I was doing it as well. So I noticed that I can push and pull it toward myself, like play myself like a little game. I can do this. I noticed that the ball rolls pretty smoothly on this hard surface. I also noticed that if I push it hard, it rolls faster. And if I push it slow, like softer, it moves slower. So pushing and pulling if you do it strong or gentle, it can have a harder or softer force. Also, I noticed that the surface, like I said before, it rolls pretty smoothly on the surface. And then I had this towel and I tried something out and I wondered how the ball would roll on this towel. And I tried that out. And it doesn't quite move as fast as it does on the surface. So now that we've investigated force and we know about push and pull and what they do and how they affect objects, whether it's moving them away from each other or more toward each other, or if it's moving fast or if it's moving slow, or if there's some friction that's slowing your ball down, if there's something that's keeping it from moving as fast as it would on a different surface. So now that we know about this, I want you to think about different objects in your life where push and pull are applied. It's not just balls, right? Like we talked about a tissue box, and we talked about pushing a shopping cart or pulling a wagon. But what about in your life? Can you think of any examples of experiences where you might be pushing or pulling? Are you pushing hard? Are you pulling soft? Is there a force that's working against you that's making it harder for you to push or pull? I'm wondering if you guys have been thinking. Now, I don't know if you've noticed so far in this video, but I have provided a few examples of myself pushing and pulling. In the beginning of the video, when I greeted you guys, I pulled my door open to come out to you, and then I pulled it shut to have you guys come meet me in my science lab. And before I sat down, I pulled my chair out. And when I was giving you instructions on materials that you could use for your own investigation, I was pulling them out of my bucket. So you can see that pushing and pulling happens all the time. So it is my homework to you for you to create a window pane with 4 squares. And on each square, I want you to find 4 objects in your home or around you, in your life, in your school, in club, or anywhere that you can find an example. And I want you to write down, and I want you to tell me if that force is a push or a pull, and how you're using it. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. I had such a great time teaching you guys about force. So in this lab simulation where we focused on the effects of pushing and pulling, we worked on the Georgia Excellence Standard for 2nd grade. The standard being to plan and carry out an investigation to demonstrate how pushing and pulling affect the motion of the object. And so today we talked about motion, we talked about pushing, which is away from you, and pulling toward you. We talked a little bit about friction. And all of these things, they were able to discover through self-inquiry, through this activity provided where they are able to gather some materials and manipulate the object themselves and record their observations. So this activity is a great method for the constructivist approach to teaching the concept of pushing and pulling.